Early in my career, I missed a very important part of being an insurance producer, and that was building strong relationships with my underwriters. You talk to experienced people, and they make it sound like that's sending chocolates and flowers, and I don't think that's really it. What building a strong relationship with an underwriter means is bringing them deals that they want and then closing those deals. And so, what I'm going to do in this video is talk you through how to actually build a strong relationship with an underwriter by delivering the things to them that they need in order to win deals, because that is the framework of any great relationship. The first step is you have to know their appetite and then put in a lot of effort to bringing in deals to that underwriter that fit within their appetite. And then when you get those deals, frame the deal within their appetite. So here's what it looks like. If you know that an insurance company likes plumbing contractors, but they do not like plumbing contractors with gas work, or a minimal amount of gas work, what you need to do is spend a lot of time finding all the plumbing contractors that have a minimal amount of gas work and prospect to all those things like crazy. So, and then bring those kinds of deals to your underwriter and say, look, I brought you this thing that you want. See, here's the deal with underwriters. They are totally dependent on producers to win deals. So it's kind of like the relationship between the hunter and the butcher. The butcher needs the hunter to bring stuff to him so he can cut it up and say, I like this part of the deer. I don't like this part of the deer. And the hunter is totally dependent on the butcher to turn that thing into a steak that he actually wants to eat. So you need each other. It's a back to back relationship. I treated it as being combative. That was the wrong way to approach it. You need to understand that everybody's on the same team here, but we have to set each other up to win. So with an underwriter, you bring them the plumbing contractor that fits their appetite. And if it's and as you're doing that, and they see that you're doing that, and they see the deals coming through that are in that appetite, if you bring something that's slightly outside of their appetite or a little bit of a stretch, they're going to know that you've done everything you can to bring in that deer that looks like the kind of that it looks like the kind of kill that they want, and they're going to be more inclined to bend with you because you have brought in your part of the equation. And also, you're going to use your business acumen and the questions that we've talked about in other videos to demonstrate that you understand the business, and you can show that for the most part, the deal fits their appetite based on the revenues and the operations of the business. And there's this little thing we got to get our hands around, but we can quantify and define it because we know how much revenue is generated by that other operation or the expenses allocated there and the percentage of the business that's outside of their appetite. So the second thing that's really important with dealing with underwriters is pitch the business, not your emotions. I've spent a lot of time talking to some of my favorite underwriters here in the last couple of months, and and they'll talk about the pitches that they hear all the time from salespeople is, oh, these are really great people, or real center of influence, or I'm trying to get something with you. It's like, no, none of those issues actually talk about the business that they're trying to underwrite. The things that underwriters are trying to get their hands around are, what are the revenue generating operations? Is it a good business? Do they have a competitive advantage? What's the leadership like? What's their what's their talent and retention? What's their 5-year plan? Basically, what is the business? So don't talk to the underwriter about how much you need to write business with them. They know that you need to write business with them. Talk to the underwriter about the business that you have gone out and hunted and brought to the table. And now you have dissected because you have asked the right questions so that you understand the business that you are presenting. Third, as much as possible, bring in complete and accurate submissions the first time. Look, I understand this is not always possible, but if we flip the table and think about this from the underwriter's perspective, they are trying to choose between 100 submissions that they're going to work on. And if yours is hard to work on, well, they're not going to want to work on it. So the way you make their life easy is you have a good cover letter that says, this is what the customer has currently, this is what they're paying, this is what they need in order to switch, this is what I need you to quote, here's all the supplementals that you'll need, so that the underwriter has the ability to pick up the file, process it, and move it to the other side and be done with it. And they know that once they do that, they're working with a person that they know, like, and trust, and has a good shot going out and closing the business. The fourth thing is accept the word no, as long as there's a good explanation behind it. No underwriter is going to say yes to every single account. It's impossible. It is their job to keep out the type of business that they think is likely to result in a large loss or is not inside of the company's appetite. As long as the underwriter can clearly explain to you the reasons so that you can better understand the appetite guide, you have to accept that. You have to accept logic. Once again, don't lead with emotion in this situation. It's really hard not to do that because we spend so much time prospecting, banging on doors, opening doors. Also, an underwriter can look at it and say, nope, no thank you. It hurts and it's discouraging. And some underwriters are better at saying no than others. But if there is a good reason for saying no, we have to honor and accept that. We don't have to honor and accept bad no's. That's a different story. But good no's, thoughtful no's, it's important to accept that. Lastly, win the deal. Everybody likes to be on the winning team. If you are a winner and you bring deals to the table, your underwriters are going to want to work with you and give you what you need because they get paid when you win too. So if you want the best attention, you want to command respect from the underwriting team and get the exceptions that you want to win more deals, win the deal. Bring them deals that are high quality, highly likely to win, and show a track record of success. In my experience, the best way to demonstrate that and to do that has been to win by broker of record letter and present the broker of record letter to the underwriter at the same time as the submission, because then there's no doubt and there's no questions that the customer has decided they want to work with you. And therefore, it's worth the underwriter's time to talk to you. So there you go. Those are the 5 ways, the 5 things you need to do in order to build a strong relationship with your underwriters so that you can win a lot of deals. If this was helpful, please hit like and subscribe. It helps other people like you find the content. If you've got questions, drop them in the comments. I answer everything. I love hearing from you guys. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please go build something great.